Mike, can you take us, everyone in this room is entrepreneurial, take us back to when you weren't entrepreneurial, when you're in a job.
Sure.
And tell us what were you doing as a job and how did you have your big entrepreneurial idea?
Well, I had a succession of rather weird and strange jobs, and I found myself selling scaffolding sort of by accident. And I was in a pub with a couple of my friends from university that I'd been to the Edinburgh Fringe with, and they said, you shouldn't be selling scaffolding, you should be freelancing for this company in London. They're great, they're above a sex shop in Soho. I was living in Widnes at the time. Anybody here from Widnes before I dig myself into, Widnes. Anyway, so it wasn't actually a sex cinema, it was a porn cinema, you get the idea. So I got a job with this company selling Unix and C training. I had no idea what it was. They just called people up and said, would you like some Unix and C training? They said, we'll have 20. And I thought, I'm good at sales. And then I persuaded one of my mates, this university lecturer guy, Mike Banahan, to join me at that company. And then a third guy joined who said, why are we working for these idiots? And so it is. We started the instruction set, which is based around Unix expertise when it was rare back in 1984. So 3 of us when we started. And we just hit the rise of open systems. And I would like to say it was down to my incredible selling technique, but sadly not. I was in the right place at the right time. But we grew it from 3 people to 150 people in 5 years. Then we got the offer you can't refuse. And we sold out to Hoskins, which became Capgemini. So that took 5 years, and I spent 2 years working for Capgemini. Then I played in a band full-time as Mike Fabgear for several years.
Just one sec, slow that down. You played in a band, tell us about the band.
Oh, okay, the band. Well, I've always been in bands as the front man. I can sing enough, but I'm not really George Michael, let's be honest, in many respects. He actually lives in Hampstead. He visits our local Snappy Snaps, as you know. Anyway, no, I've always fronted bands. I thought, well, I'll play in a band for 6 months. Sold the company. I want to chill out for a bit. And it all got totally out of hand. I got styled up with a big afro and flares and all.
You've got to see this, by the way. If you've never seen Mike Fabgear, something to see.
The decade that taste forgotten, I'm living proof of it. But the way Mike Fabgear works is that, I'm a silly man in a wig, but I've got the best musicians in London. I've had guys out of Deep Purple and Iron Maiden in my band. So I told colleges, if any of you at universities, sort of 91 to 93, I played your Freshers' Ball, which actually did me a bit of good. I was just interviewing the leader of Sheffield Council, it's Paul Scriven, the Lib Dem guy. He's actually the first guy who ever booked me, so I've just done him up a poster. And actually, completely true story, you probably think I'm making this up, but I just got it framed up in Snappy Snaps, the one that George Michael did. And I was walking down the street, and coming up Willoughby Road in Hampstead was another guy who booked me a couple of times, Ricky Gervais, of all people. So showed him the poster, reminded myself to him. He does look like $1 million, so I think that's what he's spent on himself now.
Wow.
Anyway, so I did Mike Fabgear. I toured colleges, I did theatres, that's why I love theatres, for many, many years. When I got a bit tired of touring, and people were asking me back into startups, then in the 90s, I just randomly worked on, I think it was 17 different startups. As head of sales, that was what my job was, salesman. And with very mixed success.
Little did they realise that you were just right place, right time the first time.
Exactly. Well, the ones that went broke because I couldn't sell the stuff were extremely good learning for me. It was basically brilliant people with brilliant software that nobody wanted. Everybody said, that's brilliant, I'll have a free copy. Well, they wouldn't pay me for it. And I tried everything, including blackmail and violence at one point. Didn't work. So I had all these ups and downs in startups, and some went public, and they were even worse because they were run by venture capitalists, or bastards, as we call them in the book.